This chart tracks global human birth rates against household dog ownership over the last few decades. The human birth line is plummeting at the exact moment dog adoption is spiking. We are shifting our resources and our attention, throwing birthday parties for terriers, buying them designer wardrobes, and sharing their beds with animals. You might assume this is a simple cultural coping mechanism, a way to handle increasing isolation by substituting a pet for a child. But we are virtually the only species on Earth that does this. We form extreme, lifelong attachments, where we treat an entirely different species as our own biological offspring. Calling a dog your fur baby is the result of 15,000 years of intense biological and evolutionary hacking. 15,000 years ago, during the Neolithic period, humans stopped wandering and started building permanent settlements like these. Staying in one place meant we generated steady piles of food waste. This created a lucrative new ecological niche for wild scavengers, specifically wolves. Wolves with a naturally lower fear of humans had a massive survival advantage. They could get closer to the dumps, eat more scraps, and ultimately breed more successfully than their aggressive peers. We can see this transition in real time. A famous Russian experiment breeding silver foxes purely for friendliness showed that selecting for tameness physically alters an animal's biology through a process called neoteny, the retention of juvenile traits into adulthood. When an animal is bred for tameness, floppy ears appear, facial structures shorten, and the animal retains a lifelong state of puppy-like playfulness. By selecting for tameness, early humans locked these animals in a biological state of infancy, ensuring they would rely on human caretakers for their entire lives. Dogs also developed hidden biological tools designed to manipulate our emotions. Look at this anatomical map comparing a dog's face to a wolf's. Dogs evolved a facial muscle to raise their inner eyebrows, a piece of anatomy that wild wolves completely lack. This muscle mimics human expressions of sadness and helplessness, directly triggering a human's hardwired instinct to nurture. This visual connection triggers a physiological shift. The primary driver of this relationship is the hormone oxytocin. When a human and their dog make sustained eye contact, it triggers a massive simultaneous release of oxytocin in both brains, creating a continuous chemical feedback loop. This is the exact hormonal mechanism that bonds a human mother to her newborn infant. Dogs have bypassed our logical defenses and tapped directly into our deepest biological circuitry for maternal and paternal love. Our psychological obsession with these baby-like features comes with a severe cost. Our desire for furry children has driven us to aggressively breed dogs for extreme infantile traits. This photograph of a pug from the 1800s shows it still has a defined snout. Compare that to a modern French bulldog. Pushing the face flat to look more like a human infant leads to chronic respiratory distress and drastically shortened lifespans. When we project a childlike identity onto dogs, we often misinterpret their actual species-specific needs. We miss their natural warning signs because we are searching for human emotions. Treating an animal purely as an infant substitute deprives it of the ability to live